Oh, okay, so school was not. It was never a very comfort. It was never a safe place for me because I was always on the defensive, and but I got through it. I figured it out. Other people figured it out, and now it's okay. It's not always perfect all the time, but I have like 6 months left of school, so I can handle it. But as I watched the video before this, and it sounds like I'm really like my life was difficult and all that stuff, but it really wasn't. I mean, I know a lot of people out there have had things 10 times, like, had their lives have been 10 times harder than mine has been. And really, I know that. I'm not saying that my life was hard compared to other people's, but it's just that the things that I've had to deal with are just different than what other people have had to deal with. And, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, what things that happened to me, I wouldn't change almost anything because they made me who I am today, and I'm pretty happy with who I am today. Save for a few things, but everyone has those. But I tried to blame my parents for it at first. I was like, oh, if you guys had been normal, then I would have been normal. And then I tried to blame other people, like, well, it's just them. It's not me, it's them. And then after a while, I came to the conclusion that, yeah, it's me because I'm just weird, and I'm okay with that. Like, I'm that one person that I always am thinking crazy things, and people don't understand when I'm saying, like, I really am insane, like, crazy. And then I can't, in the normal world, there's rules and stuff like that, and I'm always breaking those rules. And you might not know it yet because you probably don't know me that well, but I don't know, like, I'll give you an example. Like, in basketball, I played basketball from 4th grade till about 9th grade, and I was with a whole bunch of white girls. And I didn't talk ever. I never talked. I was really quiet. I was the tall, giant, freaky black girl with nappy hair, and I just didn't say anything. And people thought that I was so fragile. The coach would never criticize me openly. People would always, oh, how are you doing? Are you okay? What's up? And, oh, do you want to come with us? And, like, they were always pitying me. And I hated that because they treated me like I was a glass house. And I'm like, I'm just not saying anything because I'm afraid of what will come out of my mouth. Because there's some of the things that I wanted to say, and if I said it to them, there would have been some issues. And I just kept to myself. And I did that a lot. Like, people always think that I'm quiet because I'm shy, or because, I don't know, because I'm shy, but I'm not. I've never been shy in my life. I'm just afraid of what I'm going to say. And I don't want to offend anybody. So, but yeah, I guess that no two people, like the Nigerian people, I used to think that they would all understand what I was going through because they were also Nigerian Americans, and they were like their parents were like same as mine and stuff like that. But that's not true. It's just me, and the things that I don't know, the things that I believe and things that I feel inside, they don't feel the same things I do. They're so much better adapted. That's what I think. They're so much better adapted in this world than I am. And but I'm okay with that, I guess, because my life is fun. When I do things, I make it fun. I don't wait for anyone else to come help me out. I do everything on my own. And I've been through so many awkward, strange moments, like a training course, like a training course from the time I was in kindergarten all the way to about 9th, 10th grade. I have been through literally every embarrassing thing you can think of has happened to me already. So from here on out, it's going to be a breeze. I mean, nothing embarrasses me anymore. And people think that's like I'm lying. I'm serious. Like, I'm not afraid to say anything, to do anything. I'm not scared of anyone. I'm not embarrassed of anything. And that is why I'm happy with what happened to me. And so I'll tell you more about the stuff later. But yeah, I was gonna say something else. Yeah, like my older brother is like the god, or he was the Jesus of our school. He was like the star of the football team, the star of the track team. He was that funny, charismatic black guy. All the white girls love him, the black girls love him, the Latino girls love him. Everybody wants to be his friend. Everybody if you're cool, you drop his name in conversation. Like, yeah, the other day I saw Chi-Chi, and his name is Chi-Chi, and that's a cool thing to do. If you know him, you're cool, and if he talks to you, you're cool. If he texts you, you're cool. And everyone, when I came along, everyone expected me to be like him, and I wasn't. And so then I felt like I let everyone down, which was ridiculous because we're not even close to being the same. We're like completely opposites in every single aspect of our life except for our DNA, basically. And so I've always had to live with his shadow over me, or him over me. Like, people's like, oh, you're Chi-Chi's little sister, right? And I'm like, no, I'm not. So I don't know, I'm pretty much a freak of nature. I may seem normal now, but I'm really not. And now I'm just battling because I don't want to leave to go do my homework. So just stay with me for a couple more minutes. I don't want to go do my homework right now. So yeah, let me tell you about racism a little bit. You think the racism is mostly against blacks from whites, but it's really not. I'll tell you a secret. Nobody hates black Americans more than Africans. Okay, let me tell you, my mom is so racist. She's racist against everybody, but particularly against black people. She thinks that all black people do drugs, that all black people are criminals, that all black people have illegitimate children, that all black people are this and that and that. And it's because she's a perfect example of what the media... Because I'm like, Mom, how many black people do you actually know? Everyone you know is Nigerian, and you work with old people in nursing homes. So really, how many black people have you actually sat down and had a conversation with? And it's like, none. Everything she knows about black people is what she's seen in the media, and that's what she thinks of them. And another reason Africans hate black people, because other races can't tell the difference. Like, I can tell what somebody is just by looking at them. Like, I'm like, if I see them, like, the way they act, I'm like, you must be African, or you must be black American. Well, I won't say it like that, but I'm like, oh, if I think that they're like me, like African American, like, I'm like, where are you from? And then they're always like, oh, I'm from Kenya, or I'm from here, my parents are from here. I'm like, yeah, I thought so. I knew you were a little bit, you were a little bit different. And then if they're African, I get them, oh, where are you from? They're like, oh, I'm from Liberia, or I'm from Cameroon, and stuff like that. And I know where people are, what part of Africa they're from, by their accents and stuff like that. And so I can tell the difference between black people, African American people, but other races can't. And so when if black people do something that's wrong, or if someone black does something wrong, anybody who's around them who's also black, they get kind of grouped in with them. Like at our school, there's a big old group of black people who just cause havoc, and then all the African girls in our school, because more African girls than there are African boys, and all the African girls in our school, they get mad at them because everyone thinks that they're part of the group. It's like, we're separate from them. We don't do that. And I understand the frustration. Like, my parents have dealt with it a lot. People think that because they're black, they're a certain way, and it's not even close to who they really are. And so they get upset because the black stereotypes get pinned on them, which is, I guess, what I've been trying to say for like 3 minutes, is Africans get tagged with the black American stigmas. And that's why they sometimes, like my mother, they might get upset with black people. And not all black people are like that. I mean, the black people, I'm saying black people a lot. I should stop saying that. But I don't know. I'm just saying that there's a lot in that issue that I think one day I will do a documentary about, if I ever get around to doing it, because I find it interesting. And yeah, I'll show you my t-shirt real quick. I made this t-shirt for homecoming. It says I'm a star 2010. Here we are. So yeah, I cannot wait to get out of here. I'm counting down the seconds before I can walk out of this door and never come back. I hate it so much. I just want to run. I want to go to I want to go to USC and run away from this stupid Minnesota and just stay there. Give me like 5 years to just stay there. I hate it here so much. I want to start over because I've fucked up my life, kind of socially, and so I want to get away and start all over again, and then come back when I've worked out myself. So I'm running. I'm really good at that. I'm running away. I want to run away so bad. So I hate it here. And I cannot wait until I can